Discovering possibilities and potential with passion every day. This is a TPPN production. Welcome to the iPad Possibilities Podcast, episode number 90, iTV. Welcome, and this is the iPad Possibilities Podcast, where we discuss all things iPad, the possibilities that this new device has given us, and today's show is the possibilities of having live television on your iPad. That's what today is all about. And the solution I'm talking about today is iTV. And a few weeks ago, I received the iTV HD. It's one of their hardware devices, as well as the software solution of iTV 3 that came with it. So let's dive into the topic of iTV right now. Before we get too far into the iTV bit, let me just let you guys know who Elgato is, what kind of products they make. So Elgato, they are a company that focuses on video type applications and software. So they have produced, the iTV solution, the video capture mechanism that I have to be able to convert VHS tapes and old formats such as that to digital formats. So they really focus on Mac video solutions. They also produce what I'll talk about later, the H.264 HD, which is a hardware encoder USB stick that you plug into your Mac to speed up the encoding process on your Mac. So they're very much a video-based Mac company. So that's what they are. So let's now dive into iTV. Let's dive into both the software and the hardware that drives this solution here. So the hardware behind iTV, it changes between which region you're in. So I'm going to be focusing on the United States, but I just want to let everyone know, the international listeners, if you go to their international stores, they have products specially tuned for your region in most cases. They've got different products that pick up different antennas, different frequencies there, but I'm just going to be talking about the United States for the day. And as far as hardware in the United States, they've got 3 different products. The low end is the iTV1, and that's for picking up antennas. So, and TV antenna signals, that if you have a TV antenna in your house, you can just pick up that free over-the-air signal that way. They have the iTV Hybrid, that's for cable. So you just plug in the cable line from the wall into this dongle to capture the TV. And then they have the iTV HD, which is the one they sent me. And it's for digital cable and satellite boxes. So this is for if you want to access everything that is on your cable box, you can do that with this product. And the price ranges from $100 to $200. $100 for the low end, $150 for the hybrid, and $200 for the HD version. So those are the 3 different products, and each fits a different person differently. Someone that just needs the free basic cable can go with the hybrid. Someone that wants everything, they want HBO, they want all the protected content through the cable companies, you're going to want to go with the HD. So we'll get into the HD a little bit later. And then also, I'd highly recommend picking up a Turbo 264 HD for use with the iTV system. It's $100 brand new with the hardware and the software included. And what this it's basically a little USB stick. And what this little USB stick will do is it will speed up your Mac. It'll make it faster for encoding and all of those things. So when you're encoding video, exporting it out of iTV, it'll speed that up. And when you're doing the live stream, it will speed up the process of getting a good quality stream to your iPad. So that's the iTV, that's the Turbo 264 HD. Very nice piece of hardware that I bought several months before even knowing or trying out this iTV solution. So that's the hardware behind what all makes this work. Now let's dive into the software. So the software on the Mac, it's called iTV 3. As you can tell, it's been through several revisions and is highly tuned by now and works remarkably well. And it's bundled with the hardware. So any of the different hardware things you buy, you get iTV 3 with it. And iTV 3 actually works with other tuners if you're able to finagle them and hook them up to your Mac in a good way. There is iTV for iOS, and it runs $5. And it's a universal application that runs on both your iPhone, iPod Touch, and your iPad, whatever iOS device you have. And then there's also something I'm not as sure about. It's called iConnect, and it connects with UPnP devices, Universal Play and Plug devices. So there is an API for developers to enable iTV playback on other devices besides the iOS devices. So that's out there. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, but those are the 3 apps, and let's kind of go into depth as to what all 3 of these do. So first, let's talk about the Mac. The Mac is going to be a vital component to making this all work because that's where you're plugging all your cable into. So you've got the iTV 3 running on your Mac. And with this application, you're able to watch live TV. You're able to rewind, pause, fast forward, do picture-in-picture, all the different things you expect to do with the traditional cable box and DVR solution. Now, the cool thing is they have both a mouse interface, and when you go full screen, you're able to actually use your Apple remote to interface with iTV. So this is really a lay back in the couch kind of solution. You can just have full screen and lay back in the couch and, relax and enjoy some TV. And it also, this integrates with the TV Guide solution. So, it'll tell you what's playing, and they give you 1 year for free, but after that's $20 a year, which isn't too bad. If you're using this on a daily basis to figure out what you want to watch, you're able to organize your channels into favorites, which is a very cool feature. And for parents, they've got parental controls. And another cool thing is you're able to share your library, your iTV library of pre-recorded shows with other Macs in the house that are running iTV. So say you have 3 other Macs in the house, 1 in each room, and you're able to share that library to other Macs and play back content. So you can have one main, TV center with iTV HD running, and then the other ones just receive that recorded content. So that's a very cool feature that they have. So as far as recording, you can get very simple and just say, I want to record a single episode. You're also able to say, I want to record this entire season. Or you can do smart playlists, similar to iTunes, where you do certain parameters to pick how you record the shows. And another very cool thing is you're going to get some high quality recordings of this, because this supports 5.1 Dolby Digital if it's given by the box, by the cable provider or whatever. So you get some very high quality audio as well as video. And with that high quality information within this application, you're actually able to edit the video. So you don't need to go to iMovie to edit. You can do that right within this application. You can get rid of commercials. You can get rid of the fluff or whatever and be in front or in back, and just get the information you need, so you're not saving and wasting disk space on that information that you don't need. So that's a very, very cool feature that I thought was quite nice to have in there. And it also integrates with Roxio Toast. Some of the products, I know the HD version actually comes with Toast. The other ones don't, but it's a very cool solution that it's integrated with Roxio Toast. You just press a button and it opens up Roxio Toast to burn an archive of your iTV information, so you have that for later use. And you're able to export to other apps such as iMovie, Final Cut, all those different guys. And you're able to export to PSP and other devices that aren't iOS. So that's a very cool thing. And as I mentioned before, the Turbo 264 HD integrates with iTV. So when you're encoding and exporting this content, if you have that Turbo 264 HD plugged in, it'll turn on and help out with your Mac to speed up the encoding process. And it also creates a better stream for your iOS device. So before we wrap up, let me just go through kind of the preferences in this application. So you've got the general tab. I just wanted to go over these so people know what's behind what control do you have over the application as far as the preferences. So you have the general tab, which includes startup options. You can start iTV when a device is plugged in, as far as the iTV HD or whatever. You can have it select always open live TV window at startup, always open TV in a new window at startup. And each recording or live TV device plays back in its own window. So if you have multiple devices, multiple iTV devices plugged in, you can do that. You're able to export. You have different options here for the iPod/iPhone button. On the top, you can change it to have iPod or iPhone or both of them. And the iPad/Apple TV button, you can have both, or you select one or the other here. So, and I'm trying to select here. Yeah, it'll choose one or the other. So you either select iPad or iPhone. In the Apple TV or iPad selections, you can choose either one here. And so that's a nice little tweak that you can have for that. You can enable show previews during export, so you can show what you're exporting while you're exporting it. You have it automatically select for updates. And you're also, from there, you're able to go to the recording tab, and you're able to select where you actually record this information to, the live TV buffer size, and you're able to choose how long you want to extend the recordings before and after to make sure you get everything in case they start early. You're able to customize, you're in the controls tab now, you're able to customize jump times. So when you hit the left arrow, jump back 7 seconds, shift, press left arrow, so you're able to change the jump back times when you do the fast forwarding and things like that. And then you got the guide tab, and this enables you to change the service that you get your TV guide information from. So you're able to do TV. So if you're in the UK, Germany, France, Switzerland, all those places, and then you're able to do iEPG for the Japan networks, and Australia and New Zealand have iceTV, so you're able to change that. And it tells you when your account needs renewed and all that kind of stuff. It's got the program guide, and you can update it every day or manually. You have Titan remote scheduling. If you work with that, you can remote schedule with the Titan TV service. So that's the guide area there. So then you have the display area here. So you have the ability to turn on or off overscan, and you have the ability to turn full screen on normal or stretch to make sure it fits the whole screen here. And then you have the deinterlace area where you're able to do progressive scan, motion adaptive, always, no deinterlacing, things like that. And then for HD TV, you have different options there for drop field, motion adaptive, always, and so that kind of stuff. So then you've got the full screen tab, and this enables you to start iTV in full screen. It enables you to choose which screen that you... you're able to choose which screen you want iTV to run in, which is kind of cool. So so that's a pretty cool feature there. And then you've got the sharing tab here. So you're able to look for share iTV archives, and you're able to share your archive. Then you've got this iPhone tab here, which is going to be really critical. So you've got enable access for iTV for iPhone/iPad. And then you've got use my iTV. So this is the option you need to select to enable iTV on your iPad 3G. So you don't need to be on the same network here. And it works seamlessly. You just select this, and once you do, you're able to access iTV from your iPhone anywhere in the world, or your iPad anywhere in the world. And it's quite a remarkable thing. So that's the iPhone tab, which is very important to getting all of this working here. You also have sound options. You can play sound when iTV is in the background. So when it's at the foreground, application is still playing sound. You're able to play sound when it's in the dock even, so when it's minimized. And you're able to change the audio output from the built-in system ones to different devices there. And then you have this devices tab. So you're able to select between Elgato and a bunch of other ones, ATI, Logic, networks, and so all sorts of different other TV tuners that it recognizes that it works with. So we've got iTV, and it's got a bunch of different iTV devices. I'm going to select the iTV HD, which is the device I have, and it gives me different encoding options. I've got iPad selected, and I also have selected to also create iPhone quality videos. So it's doing both at the same time. I've got audio level boost, so the audio's louder, so I can actually hear it better on my iPad. And you're able to change the color, the hue, the sharpness, the contrast, all that kind of stuff. And it gives you information about the device itself, the serial number, all that kind of stuff. And when you change it to the iTV hybrid, you're only able to do one type of video at a time. So the HD really does give you that extra formats there. Then the final tab here is parental controls that you're able to change. You're able to block fantasy, violence, sexual dialogue, adult language, sexual situations, or violence. So you're able to, select one of those or all of those if you don't want certain content to be watched. So those are the exhaustive preferences of the application there on the Mac. So very nice application, very powerful, as you can probably tell as I've been talking about it, and a great back end to be running live TV on your iPad. So with that, let's just jump into the iTV app for the iOS devices. So iTV on your iPad or iPhone. What is it? How does it work? Let's jump into this right now. So it's a $5 application. You find it in the App Store by just simply searching for iTV. And it's not I as in the letter, but I as in your physical I. So iTV, it's on the App Store. It's $5. I paid the $5 for this. I figured, what the heck, I'll use this a lot, So you're able to actually test this out, try it before you buy it through a web app they have. It's called Live 3G. It's a stripped down version of the iTV app, which enables you to stream live TV over 3G connection to your iPad or iPhone, and it runs in the Safari web browser, and it's free. It's totally free. It's a good way to test out iTV app and how it works before you actually buy the application. And it's found at live3g.itv.com. So that's a way to test it out and give you a demo basically before you buy this application. So with that, let's kind of tell you what's in this application. So you're able to watch live TV and change your channel anywhere in the world via a Wi-Fi connection or 3G connections. You're able to watch your recordings that you've already recorded, and you're able to browse the program guide and view details about the different shows that are going on right now. And you're able to actually start recordings back home on your Mac from your application there. You're also able to view and edit your recording schedules. So you're able to basically watch stuff and choose what you want to record. And one of the coolest features here that I stumbled across when I had iTV shut down on my Mac, it wasn't open. I had a little pop-up that came up on my iPad that said, iTV is not running. Do you want to start it up? Do you want to launch iTV? And that was very cool because I thought, hey, if it's not running, it's not going to be able to play video. So I said, okay. It launched up iTV on my Mac, and before you know it, it was streaming live TV over 3G to me. And that was a very cool feature. So you don't have to worry if iTV is open or not, because this application will open it for you. So that was a very cool thing that I experienced and built into the application. And it worked both over the network, the 3G network, or the Bonjour local network. So very cool feature that was included in this device, this application, I should say. So the iTV running on your Mac will convert that live TV stream to the correct format for the iPad or iPhone. And if you have the H.264 HD, the turbo device, it'll actually speed that up and give you a much better quality stream. I found that to be almost a requirement in my situation. As I'll talk about later, my Mac Mini doesn't quite fit the bill as far as the recommended requirements, but it still worked perfectly fine. I think the Turbo 264 HD is what enabled me to actually use this solution in a good way. So I think that's about it as far as the application. Oh, one Easter egg I did stumble across when using this application is video output support. Nowhere on the website do they mention that your iOS device, either the iPhone, iPod Touch, or even the iPad, has the ability to plug into the TV. So you're able to use the video out cables and plug this sucker into the TV set, and you're able to watch TV. So this enables you to say you don't have a cable box in all of your different rooms. You can use your iPhone or iPad and use that as your cable box. You can plug in, you can start watching live TV that way. It's got on-screen controls for when you're watching, and a great solution to having TV anywhere in your house. Or if you're on the road, you don't have all your cable there, you can just plug it into the cable there. Or what I like to do is just watch the video on my iPad. So amazing application that I would highly recommend picking up if you're going to look into getting this iTV solution. And that's the application. Now, let me talk a little bit about the hardware I was able to test out and use for this review here. So, the iTV HD is the device they sent me. It's $200. It's a little tiny box. It's about half the size of the Mac Mini that I have. And it's got some very basic input and output things in the back. So it's got component on the back, and it's got this AV input on the back that has this converter for some different video formats. It's got an IR blaster, and it's powered by USB, and that's also a means to connect it to your Mac Mini in my instance. So, and the cool thing, it's able to dual capture in both iPhone and iPad formats. I think I mentioned that earlier. And this enables exporting to iTunes really fast because it's already captured in both formats for you. And what I was really impressed with here was the setup time. I was anticipating something that has an IR blaster involved to take an hour at least, because I've never used an IR blaster before. I've never tried anything like this, and it took me literally, I think, 10 minutes max. So within 10 minutes, I had this whole thing set up with the IR blaster included. So the iTV in your Mac can basically control your cable box. That's why you need the IR blaster, so your Mac has complete control over your cable box, which is kind of a cool thought. So it took 10 minutes to set this guy up, and basically what you do is you connect the iTV to your cable box as well as your Mac. So the iTV is the in-between device between those devices. It communicates with your Mac and your cable box, and it grabs the video information from your cable box by doing the component video out from your cable as if it was going to a TV set instead to your iTV now. So all you plug into your Mac is a simple USB cord, which is included. And another thing that really impressed me was all of the cables that came included with this box. They gave me more than enough cables. They gave me the component cables, the IR blaster. They gave me a remote if I want to use that, IR remote. They gave me all sorts of stuff, and that was phenomenal. So you are in no need of buying extra cables or anything when you get this device. That's something that should be of comfort to you. And the remote itself came with a battery. So let me get to the system requirements. And this is the interesting thing here. So it recommends a 2.26 gigahertz or higher CPU. My Mac is a 2 gigahertz Mac Mini, and I was able to run this fine. It did run the fans and CPU quite a bit, but I noticed it ran the CPU quite a bit, but then I plugged in my Turbo 264 HD, and the CPU usage went down. I was able to use my Mac normally without its fans blowing all the time, and so I'd highly recommend that the Turbo Stick, because it takes such a weight off your Mac as far as all this video work it's having to do constantly with running TV on your Mac. So it also recommends you're running, one of the later builds of Leopard or Snow Leopard, or you have, and you must, it says you must have 2 gigabytes of RAM. I have 4 gigabytes, so that's not really a problem there. And then internet connection, obviously, to get the, the streaming and all that kind of stuff. So the iTV HD is a wonderful, wonderful solution for those that really want their entire cable, everything they pay for on their Mac and on their iPad, at the same time. So The one downside here is you need your cable box next to your Mac. So in this instance, it might mean moving your cable box away from your TV to your Mac, or it might mean moving your Mac to your cable box. So that's the one downside. So your Mac and cable box have to be in the same room, or you might have this really long cable, this USB cable running from your cable box or iTV to your Mac. So that's one downside. But besides that, this is an amazing solution for getting TV on your iPad live. I was just blown away that I was able to get NFL games live on my iPad because I had this. I was in the car, I wanted to, check up on how they were doing or whatever. I was able to launch up the iTV app, and I was watching over 3G and a good quality the NFL game, the football game. It was pretty phenomenal. It's something that I never thought I'd have access to. But with iTV, I was able to watch that high quality, and this iTV HD is a great solution to do that, because the other solutions with the iTV hybrid, you'll get the basic cable, which might be good for some people, but I think the HD is the way you'll probably want to go if you want everything you're getting. If you want the HBO channels, all of the different ESPNs, you're going to want to get this HD version because it gives you access to everything. It basically gives you your cable box at the palm of your hand and on your Mac. So that's the solution they do if you want the HD. The hybrid's also available for you. It's $150, and with the hybrid, you're able to simply plug in a cable from your wall to your Mac, and that gives you the basic free cable available to you. And then there's the iTV 1, which is available to you, which gives you access to TV antennas. If you have purchased a TV antenna to pick up the live stream that way, you're able to watch TV and do it that way. So you got 3 different solutions for you there, and I'd say this is a pretty phenomenal solution as far as iTV overall. So let me just recap this iTV episode here as far as what this is all about, what this solution does. So the solution is you buy this piece of hardware, which includes software, that you plug into your Mac, and your Mac now becomes kind of the server for dishing out to your iPhone or iPad live TV. So your iPad becomes a television set. Through this application, you can watch live TV, you can change the channel, and it really becomes a phenomenal TV, a TV device in your hand. This is like the Flow TV we've seen earlier, which is actually a TV receiver for your iPhone. This is a pretty cool solution, for doing that. So you have live streaming TV to your iPad, you have pre-recorded shows streaming to your iPad, and it's just a great way to get live TV on your iPad. If you're someone that already pays for cable in some capacity, you don't have to pay twice like you do with Hulu Plus now, and you're able to select what shows you want to watch that you already pay for. You don't need to be double dipping like you do with MLB at Bat or Hulu Plus or all those other solutions. So if you want to pay for cable once and watch it on any device that you own, this is it. So it's called iTV. They're found at elgato.com, and I would like to thank them for getting me out a review unit of the iTV HD. So those are my thoughts on iTV and how it all works, and just a fantastic solution. So it's been a lot of fun testing this out and playing around with this solution, because I've never had this opportunity to do live TV on an iPad before. So this is the first solution I've played with. I'm sure there are others out there, but this solution works great. It is Mac only for now, at least. So for those Mac users, I hope you enjoy this show. And for those that aren't Mac users, this might be yet another reason to get a Mac. Feedback, of course, is welcomed. You can do that by emailing me at iPadPossibilities@gmail.com or calling in to 209-542-iPad. That's 4723. So that's 209-542-iPad. So call in, leave in your voicemail. I'd love to hear your feedback. Do you have a different solution for doing live TV on your iPad? Are you already an iTV user? What's your thoughts here as far as using it with your iPad? And if you'd like to support this episode, this podcast, you can do that by visiting iPadPossibilities.com, scrolling down and becoming a premium member of the podcast. And the reason I mentioned the premium show this week is because recently I did a video of just how I set up the iTV HD to my Mac Mini. So the most recent episode is available for you as a video episode. As a premium member, you get to see the iTV HD hooked up to my cable box, hooked up to my Mac, and a demonstration of how the live streaming works to your iPad. So if you want to check out that video, become a premium member today. It's $2 a month. It's at iPadPossibilities.com. Scroll down to the live page. And you can also access that same video through the application. If you purchase the iPad Possibilities podcast app, it's $2.99 in the App Store today. So either one of those options, great way to support the show and gain access to that special video, as well as a bunch of other videos coming out later this month and next month, as I'm trying to do 2 video episodes a week. It's kind of on stall right now as I try to get fixed my application I talked about earlier. So that's at iPadPossibilities.com, and that is the show for today. This is Tim Chatton on the iPad Possibilities podcast. I will talk to everyone again for the Friday, Saturday show later this week.